Hi, my name is Stefania Cambarau and I'm the territory manager for the David Siddons group.
And hello, my name is Shakira Sanchez. I am the territory manager for the urban core for the team. And the reason why we wanted to create this video is because Stefania and I oversee two of the largest condo markets in South Florida. And it happens often where we'll have clients that are considering both neighborhoods for their similarities or perhaps for their differences. So we want to create this video to kind of highlight the nuances for both neighborhoods and also provide you with recommendations for some of the buildings that we believe in.
So if you are a buyer for a condo unit and you have a budget around $2 million, what can you look at? Of course, so when people are looking in Miami Beach, when buyers are looking in this neighborhood, of course they expect the proximity to the beach, and that's the biggest factor. Many times we have buyers relocating. Either they're relocating from big cities, and so they're used to that kind of accessibility to restaurants, cafes, shops, and that's what you do get in several neighborhoods in Miami Beach. They might select something that is along the shoreline, but sometimes they do select something that is more of a neighborhood feel, like the South of Fifth feel, the Sunset Harbour feel. Those are great because you are right on the bay. And when you are right on the bay, you just have these incredible views of the skyline, you have views of the sunset. These are major factors, I would say.
And as Stefania mentioned, usually you deal with people that are coming from larger cities that like the perhaps change of pace in life. And something that we usually see with buyers that are focusing on the urban core is that at times they'll come from quieter parts of the country or of the world and they crave that attention or that city life and just that energy that you really do get in the main parts of Brickell. However, we also have a quieter pocket, which is south of Brickell, which perhaps the closest comparison would be south of Fifth. Not just geographically because it is the southernmost pocket, but it really does make a difference. So for those that are considering the urban core that is more lively, has a lot of things to do, but still wants the quieter life, my best recommendation would be South Brickell, which this is mainly residential, mainly end user, but you're still very close to nature. So you're on the coastline, but you're still close to Miami Beach, which could be, a 20-minute car ride away. So you don't have to give it up necessarily.
And you're very close to Key Biscayne.
And
so you have great accessibility to Key Biscayne, which has a little bit of a village feel as well with all those restaurants. So that's really incredible. And I think people that are looking at the urban core and are into views sometimes also look at a pocket of Edgewater, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's exactly right. And funny enough, we'll have clients that when they are considering Miami Beach, Edgewater does tend to be one of the more popular choices because unlike South Brickell, which is something that we highly recommend, it is still older construction, relatively older. The youngest building there is from 2004. So if you're looking for those waterfront views of the Miami skyline in a newer construction, Edgewater is probably going to be your best bet, but it doesn't necessarily have that walkability that you could find in a neighborhood such as South of Fifth or in South Brickell as well.
And I like that you mentioned the age of the building actually because, for example, Miami Beach, the newer buildings are from the early 2000s. There's a very, very few new construction in Miami Beach, and that's of course doing incredibly well. We'll touch upon that. But again, those buildings are well maintained and we have our favorite.
So as Stefania mentioned, we wanted to provide you with a couple of options for buildings that we recommend to our clients. Around that $2 million range, obviously these are the best buildings and some of the top performing buildings, which in a separate video we'll dive a little deeper into why they are continuously in some cases the top performing buildings. But I'll start off with South Brickell. Some of the best buildings that we can recommend around $2 million would be buildings such as Bristol Tower, which is a building from 1993, but has been wonderfully maintained, very responsibly managed as well. Home to less than 150 residences. So that boutique lifestyle where you want to retreat back to your home, but you're still close to the city, that's going to be a really good option to combine both aspects of your life. Just down the street, you have a slightly younger version of Bristol Tower, which is Santa Maria, which is a building from 1997, but is spread across, significantly larger piece of land. So you really get to feel that retreat, that resort style living with security, high level of service. And in these buildings, you could get around $2 million for, a 2-bedroom unit. But in Santa Maria, you'll probably have to jump to around $3 million for that waterfront view.
So following that, when I see buyers looking for, just like we said, the little pockets, quieter pockets that offer great lifestyle and great views, we can tell you that if you're looking for this budget, $2 million budget, you can be in the south of 5th neighborhood, and there are a couple of buildings that we really love. Of course, our #1 building is Continuum. That's an entry level for a 1-bedroom in the building. Continuum is just the #1 performing building in the Old South Beach area. It's just irreplicable. So you get this incredible 13 acres of land with amenities, resort pools, gym, 3 floors of wellness center. So all of this, of course, you don't expect to buy a large unit in there for $2 million, but you can actually have a pied-à-terre in Continuum, and that's a building that is going to keep its value steady long term. We know that. But then if you need more space, in the same south of 5th pocket, you can actually get a 2-bedroom in a great building, which is Murano Grande. Beautiful views of the bay. These are larger buildings which have larger common areas from the early 2000s. Well maintained and mostly primary users in there, and you get that south of 5th lifestyle. Coming to neighborhood pockets, there's another very, very good one that we recommend, which is the Sunset Harbour and Belle. This is a great little pocket. Again, this is the entrance of the Venetian island. So needless to say, you are surrounded by the water. You have incredible views, but you also have lots and lots of newer restaurants, cafes, shops, 3 grocery stores in walking distance. So people really love that. And in that specific neighborhood, that's when you get corner unit in a building called the Grand Venetian. Is the newest building in the area, and you can get views a nice 1,500 square feet of corner unit. So that's pretty interesting. Shakira, so if you are in Brickell and you want to recommend something that is very close to the shops, so you have these Brickell city centers that offer so much, and it's just a great place to be, whether you want to dine outside or you want to take a walk. What would be your recommendation?
So I have 2, and one of them is the quintessential city life, which is 1010 Brickell. It's a newer building. It is pretty much in the center of Brickell. So simple as going downstairs or going upstairs to grab a bite, go shopping, and still accessible within walking distance. And if you really want to get that perfect balance between both worlds, that city life, but still the coastal, more peaceful living, Brickell Key is a wonderful option too. It's a little island just off the coast of Brickell where you have about 11 condo towers, and all are predominantly end users. Now, we've seen in the recent years there's been a significant amount of new restaurants and cafes that have come, so people still enjoy that more neighborhood feel, but still being close and walking distance to a lot of the places, similar to Sunset Harbour and south of Fifth.
And Brickell Key is now going to see an incredible new construction, which is the Mandarin Oriental coming up, and it's something really, really special. And read more about that one.
Yes.
So, but just like we said, who looks at Miami Beach is sometimes looking to be right on the sand. So the question is, what can you get right on the sand in Miami Beach? You can actually have 2 great options. One is that we love is a building called The May. This is in an area that is more of the mid-beach area. Some great new constructions are coming up there, luxury, very high-end new construction. And this is a building that is already established, has a great reputation, and you can actually have a nice 2-bedroom with side views of the whole shoreline Miami Beach. And there's another product that you might want to look into that. If you're just a buyer for a second home or even a pure investor that is looking at Miami Beach, the building Setai great condominium really offers the possibility to get you to enjoy the services, 5-star services, while you use your unit, and then rent it out short term for the rest of the time. And this is something very special because sometimes these buildings do not give incredible returns, but this is one of those that actually is doing really good with that.
So of course, these are buildings that are the ones that we recommend around the $2 million price point. Now, if you'd like to dive deeper into the neighborhood, we've created reports that highlight the top 3 best performing buildings and the 3 worst performing buildings, and why.
And we are not shy to share those. Not the good ones, not the bad ones.
So if you'd like to learn more about how we analyze each market and what we'd like to recommend to our clients, feel free to click the link below, and thank you very much for watching.
Thank you very much.